One of the easiest mistakes to make during cancer recovery begins with 4 words. I feel good today, because a good day feels like an invitation to catch up with your old life. So you go for the walk, you answer the emails, you clean the kitchen, you do the shopping, you finally see the friend you've been counselling on. And for a few hours, it feels wonderful, it feels normal, and tomorrow sends you the bill. You wake up flattened, your limbs feel heavy, your brain feels foggy, the smallest task feels enormous. And because you felt all right yesterday, the crash makes no sense. So you blame yourself. You think, I must be weak. I must be lazy. I must be doing recovery wrong. But you're not weak and you're not lazy. You simply spent Tuesday's energy on Monday. Cancer-related fatigue does not only steal your energy, it steals trust. You stop knowing what your body can do, what it will cost, or whether a good day is real or just another ambush. If any of that sounds familiar, stay with me. I'm going to fix that for you today. I'm Dave Poole. I now work as a cancer exercise specialist, and I see the same pattern again and again. I call it the boom-bust cycle. One woman I work with, I'll call her Helen, put the whole problem into one question. How can I exercise to build strength when the fatigue keeps hitting me? That is the paradox. Movement can help, but the wrong dose can make tomorrow harder. Today, I want to offer one idea that can break that cycle. Recovery is not about using everything you have, it's about leaving enough to come back tomorrow. Before I go any further, let me be straight with you. There's no way I can hand you everything you need to navigate fatigue-free cancer treatment in the next 12 minutes or so. Your diagnosis, your treatment, your body, that takes more than one talk and it takes more than me. What I can do is give you the framework I use with clients every single day. I can show you exactly how it played out for real people going through exactly what you're going through. And if you want to take it further and dive deeper, that door will be open. That's just an option. But right now, all I want is for you to leave with one idea you can use tomorrow morning. Let's get into it. On a better day, you boom. You try to make up for the day's cancer taken away from you. You do everything while you can, then you bust. You may lose the rest of that day, the next day, or several days. When you finally feel a little better, you boom again because you're desperate to feel like yourself. This is not a motivation problem, it's a dosage problem. Another client, Marion, described exactly how the cycle catches you. She said, I overdid it because it feels relatively easy at the time. That's the trap. The cost does not always arrive while you're doing the activity. It arrives later. Exercise can help many people during and after cancer treatment. But just like medicine, movement needs the right dose for the person in front of you, on the day in front of you. One of my clients I'll call Priya wrote to me 2 weeks after surgery. Before her diagnosis, she had been deadlifting 45 kilograms. Now, she wrote, psychologically, it is tough to go from deadlifting 45 kilograms to nothing more than 4 kilograms. Even the gentlest exercise was tough. She had to sleep after a short walk, knowing that whatever her next results showed might reduce her capacity still further. Her final line was, I know that this is only a chapter in my book of life, but it still sucks. That sentence matters because pacing is not just a physical adjustment, it can feel like grief. You're not only lowering a weight, you are renegotiating your identity. Priya's old 100% was no longer her current 100%, and that is the mistake most of us make. We measure today's body against yesterday's capacity, but today's 100% is not yesterday's. So next I want to chat about the 60% rule. The 60% rule is simple. First, work out what 100% looks like today. Then aim to use roughly 60% of that, leaving a deliberate reserve. Not 60% of what you could do before cancer, Not 60% of what your watch says you should do, not 60% of what somebody on Instagram is doing, 60% of today. And I want to be very clear, 60% is not a magical medical number. It's a practical starting point, a permission slip, a buffer that helps people stop before fatigue makes that decision for them. It's not about doing less forever. It's about doing an amount you can recover from, learn from, and repeat. Before an activity, ask 3 questions. 1, what is my energy like right now? Honestly. 2, what else must this body do today? And 3, how do I want to feel 1 hour after I finish and tomorrow morning? That 3rd question changes everything. Most exercise plans ask, can you complete this? Pacing asks, can you recover from this? So if 10 minutes is today's maximum, 6 minutes may be the wiser dose. If walking to the end of the road would empty the tank, turn around before the end. If you finish and think, I could have done a little more, that is not failure, that is precision. The goal is not to prove what you can survive today. The goal is to build what you can repeat tomorrow. The traffic light check. Capacity changes, so the plan has to change with it. I use a simple traffic light check. On a green day, symptoms are stable and energy is relatively good. You use your planned amount, but you still finish with something left. On an amber day, sleep was poor, treatment is biting, pain is louder, or fatigue is building. You shrink the dose, a shorter walk, fewer repetitions, a 2-minute movement snack. You keep the habit without pretending it's a green day. On a red day, your body is telling you to stop, or there are symptoms that need medical guidance. Rest is not a failed workout. Rest is the correct dose. This is where people struggle because the inner critic loves a red day. It says, you're giving in. But pacing is not giving in. Pacing is refusing to let 1 good hour steal the next 3 days. And if fatigue is new, suddenly worse, severe, or comes with worrying symptoms, tell your clinical team. Not every cause of fatigue should be accepted as something you simply have to live with. The 5 levers. Before I worked in cancer exercise, I spent more than 20 years working in sound, and recovery reminds me of a mixing desk. A good mix is not created by pushing every channel to maximum. Do that and everything distorts. Recovery has 5 dials: movement, fatigue pacing, sleep, nutrition, and stress. If movement goes up, another dial may need protecting. After a poor night's sleep, the movement dial may need to come back down. And when appetite is low, regular simple food and fluids matter more than chasing a perfect diet. When anxiety is screaming, 2 minutes of slower breathing may be the most useful adjustment you can make. You do not have to fix all 5 dials today. Choose the one adjustment that makes tomorrow more possible. That's the point of the 60% rule. It turns recovery from a test of willpower into a process of listening, adjusting, and learning. The hardest part is often not physical. It's the voice in your head comparing you with the person you used to be. That voice treats every reduced day as evidence that you're losing. So fire the critic and hire a coach. A good coach does not let you hide from what you can do, but a good coach also protects you from doing damage just to prove a point. When the critic says, you should be doing more, use your own name and ask, Dave, what does your body actually need today? Or ask, what would the person who loves me the most tell me to do right now? They would not ask you to earn your rest. They would not tell you to run yourself into the ground. They would want you to protect the person you are becoming, not punish the person you are no longer able to be today. Restraint can be a form of strength. A cancer diagnosis takes control of so much. Appointments, medication, time, work, sleep, even the way you see your own body. The 60% rule cannot give all of that back, but it can give you a way to make one decision differently. I think of Eleanor, one of my clients. She came to me with advanced cancer and struggled to get in and out of the bath without a lift. Over time, she began walking more, then lifting weights, not by attacking every good day, but by building an amount she could repeat. Eventually, she was walking 7 to 8,000 steps every day, and strength training 3 times a week. After one session, she said 5 words: "I feel fitter and stronger." What I heard was more than fitness. I heard trust returning. That is what fatigue can take from you. Trust that your body is still yours. And that is what careful pacing can begin to give back. So the next time you have a good day, do not ask, "How much can I squeeze out of it?" Ask, "What can I do today that still leaves me a tomorrow?"